Deep down in Alabama, deer hunting and college football own autumn. This is where they collide. These two old boys founded this place nearly 40 years ago. For Academy Sports and Outdoors, I'm Marty Smith, and this is Traditions. First thing in the morning, I noticed this was a community.
Mr. Jim, I noticed a lot of pictures and a lot of memories on the wall. If these walls could talk, what would they say?
Ooh, we'd have to edit it. Some real good times been in here. I mean, a lot of good fun, laughter, and all that. It was real good.
It feels good to make people happy in this life, right?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of memories in here. I mean, 36 years of them, which is a lot.
What are the ones that stand out the most to you, that matter the most to you?
The friends you made, you see them every year, and you get looking forward to them coming back every year. Have a good experience with somebody here, your friends for life.
Absolutely.
The camaraderie and the friendship and stuff that you bond with these people from other parts of the country. See, I never met people from all the places that we meet them from if we didn't have this lodge. We got a big bunch of Italians and Greeks, and you get them in here and they go to talking, you don't know what they're saying. It's hilarious, really, just to watch it.
Not only don't you know what they're saying, they don't know what you're saying.
Nobody knows what I'm saying.
Brother, trust me, man, I can relate.
I got people that call me just to talk.
I can see why. Mr. Jim is a Southern storyteller, if there ever was one.
I killed these two deer in here, but it was back when the lodge was just getting started. Probably one of them before the lodge.
So they're originals.
Oh, yeah.
They've been around a minute.
They've been here. I think that one right there was the first Buckmaster logo book.
Really?
The Buckmaster Classic provided a cornerstone building block here. 15 years of competition propelled Southern sportsmen from a map dot to a destination point.
Really, that's where all the celebrities came from. They came into that big thing, and it was big. Sometimes we'd have 3,000 people out here on Saturday for the competition part of it. When you got Bo Jackson and Dale Earnhardt and Davey Allison, that boy, folks show up.
People are coming in droves.
It was a lot of work on us to get it done, but it was also fun.
So it's early in the morning right now.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to go do some work.
Yeah.
What we're gonna get into today?
They bring the tractor over, we're gonna deal some food plots here and get it ready and tell you how we go about doing our plots, and we've got a lot of them.
Let's do it. Let's go to work.
Mr. Jim and his partner, Mr. Dave, took me seriously.
What about right here, boys?
Yeah,
That looks great.
We got it.
We got it.
All right. Let's put it right in this little opening right here.
That looks good.
We're gonna set this up so that we get the deer coming here, we'll know what's in the area. We'll try to keep the deer on our place, and we get a little survey of what's here. We're gonna put a camera up in so we can see what we got in this area, how the deer doing, and it keeps them on the place, really, because everybody pretty much feeds now, and if you ain't feeding, they're not gonna be on you.
Yeah.
They're gonna be on somebody else that's feeding. That's just the way it works.
It's homework. It's hunting homework, boys.
Right. That's the way it works.
All right, let me get this truck backed up. We'll get the corn in it.
I'll let y'all put it in. I don't get that high off the ground.
I got you. Let's let the young buck handle all lifting all this mess. What do you say?
Dave, we might can give him a job.
Yeah.
What are you doing for the next 2 months?
Y'all gonna put me to work, right?
Wait, listen.
Mr. Dave saw an opening
I hear a deer running up already.
and took it.
He's ready to eat, isn't he, Dave?
He's hungry. He's
You
hungry.
got your knife.
All right, now they're gonna eat real good, boys. All right.
I think what we'll do is put the camera right over here.
We're gonna let Mr. Dave do the honors on cutting out the limbs. So, Mr. Dave, Mr. Jim tells me that you played football at War Dam Eagle.
I practiced a lot at War Eagle. Coach Jordan said I was the best dummy holder he ever had.
Auburn pride runs deep here. Mr. Dave played quarterback at Auburn, and they tell me his father is currently the oldest living Tigers letterman.
I was up there 69 through 72 along in there. Blount punt thing, that I was up there that game. I never did play much. I was a good dummy holder. But I made some lifelong friends up there, Lord of mercy. There's some great friendships you make in college, and I've got some good ones.
So, if anybody knows about the passion of SEC football, it's you.
That's right.
How you describe it? What's it like?
I tell you, it's nothing like it. With Alabama and Auburn, the whole state is just split half in two. I guess it's the greatest rivalry there's ever been, ever will be.
You know, you've never been to a ball game till you've been to one like it used to be Auburn and Alabama, used to be in Birmingham. The tickets were split 50-50. If you ever went to one of those, it was unreal.
As we chatted, I was reminded the Alabama-Auburn rivalry isn't just hot in autumn, and the Iron Bowl isn't a one-day-a-year investment.
365 days a year.
Yes, it is. What are your best memories being part of that?
I tell you, playing for Coach Jordan, he was a real gentleman. He was a good man. When I was up there, freshmen were freshmen. We couldn't play with the varsity and everything, and they sent us out on scavenger hunts, and you couldn't score on them. If the freshmen scored against the varsity and made them look bad in the stadium or something, they had kangaroo court that night. They'd tear you up. So if you were wide open running down the field, you stumbled all of a sudden and fell down. You didn't want to score. So.
There's nothing like it. I tell you, having gone to my first Iron Bowl last year,
Really?
it was a spectacle. There is no better sporting experience than that.
If you meet somebody, one of your friends, the first thing he's gonna ask you is, how's your hunting going, or what you killed, and then the next question is gonna be, how's your football team, you know.
Welcome to the South.
Yeah, that's it. Those two things take precedence over anything. I mean, that's just what we do.
The feeder was stocked and ready. Time to add some food plots to our arsenal.
All right, boys, so we're gonna plant a food plot. We're gonna get the deer out here eating. And it looks to me like you brought in an expert,
Yeah, well,
Mr. Jim.
he's our right-hand man. He kind of helps us out a lot since we gotten old. This is
My
Logan.
man. Appreciate you, Logan.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you coming today, buddy.
What's your philosophy on this situation?
I would disc it until it was level, then we could plant it. That way the seed gets in the ground good.
How long you been doing this?
Since I was old enough to walk.
Old enough to walk, all right. Logan's 21?
Yes.
All right, Logan's 21. You've been planting food plots since you were 3? That's a great legacy, Logan. Show us the expertise. I like it.
We'll usually go over it 2 times. He's got it set right now for cutting, and it's got a deep dead furrow, they call it right there. Go over it again, we'll level the back gang and it'll level it out.
How'd you guys learn all this stuff?
Both of us used to farm. We had soybeans. I've been farming. Jim has too since we were Logan's age.
For somebody who might not know, why plant a food plot?
A deer knows the best stuff to eat. I mean, they know what's been fertilized, because you can fertilize a place and not fertilize, and they're gonna eat where the fertilizer was. You gotta do it right so they'll have something to eat, and they keep coming back to it.
What are you planting?
We plant mainly crimson clover and wheat, ryegrass some, but then we plant some other stuff too, like your biologic and your ladino clovers and stuff like that. A lot of people plant too early. Everybody gets to hankering in there to plant. And around here, if you plant too early, you have a bad habit with armyworms getting it, and then you don't know what you're doing. I've had people tell me, I think the deer eating up my food plot. No, the armyworms ate your food plot up there. Then you eat that, armyworms eat it to the ground. You know, there's nothing left out there. And they can do it overnight, just about.
You're like a horticulturalist.
I was farming, I went broke farming, so I figured I'd do something else.
Not sure I said horticulturist right, but whatever. Mr. Jim got the point. We grabbed a pop-up blind to position beside the plot.
We're gonna put it right here so you can see down the lane right yonder, and you can see in the corn here and the deer cross and everything, and you can see right and left, so it's a good spot.
So what you're telling me is you're guaranteeing me that I'm gonna slay massive bucks.
Like I told you before, we guarantee good food, good meals, and attempt to kill a deer.
This looks good, boys.
All right, all we need now is the deer.
All we need now is a deer, and they're coming. We put up a feeder, we have a camera, planted a plot, and now we got a blind. If the deer don't come, we need to say some prayers.
So we just about took you through the whole process, but shooting. You like to
Everything
come
but
back to
shooting,
do that.
that's right.
You like to come back to do that.
1 month,
Yeah.
right? One
Yeah.
month, I'll be back. We'll go get them all.
As night fell over Montgomery, I thought about time in the woods, the value of that time, and the value of those woods.
My favorite memories of hunting actually isn't killing stuff. It's being out there with my daddy.
Oh yeah,
You know,
being with your daddy, that's great.
How'd you get started hunting?
The best way to teach a kid to hunt is to give him a .22 rifle and let him still hunt squirrels. The kid You sit him in a deer stand for 3 or 4 hours and you don't see nothing. You can turn him loose in the woods and you can find a squirrel, so it's not boring. And that's how I learned to hunt. And my daddy bought me a Winchester 22 pump when I was 7 years old. And I think that's a great way to get children back interested in hunting.
How important is that family aspect in what you do? I mean, I imagine you probably bring fathers and sons and families out here all the time.
We have father and son hunts and stuff, and it's real good. It ain't nothing better than a kid to kill a deer. The thrill of deer hunting is something that comes out that you don't know is there. And I don't know how many kids have killed their first deer here, but it's a lot of them over the 36 years.
There's no feeling like that feeling either.
No, wow, nothing.
So I know you've had a whole bunch of interesting folks come out here. What are some of the more memorable hunts and folks you've taken?
Oh man, there's a lot of them. Rick White, he killed a pretty good deer. We took Bo Jackson.
Bo!
And he killed a nice one.
No way.
He won the classic one year with his.
Bo loves him some bow hunting.
Oh yeah, he does. Wade Boggs, Jeff Foxworthy, Jim Barney.
I found it to be serendipitous to sit down and you start telling me about Davey Allison.
Yeah.
Without even knowing. I mean, that's one of my greatest childhood heroes.
Well, he was one of the nicest people I ever met through here, as far as celebrities go, you know. The wrestlers were unusually nice. You know, you don't think of that, but they were some of the best people there was. You know, Sid Vicious, that's the biggest man I've seen in my life. Big, raw bone, looked like a knife, wouldn't cut him. Stunning Steve Austin. It was Stunning Steve Austin the first year. Then it went to Cold Stone Steve Austin the next year.
He grew a little bit.
Yeah,
huh?
he grew a bit. He changed his name. Stunning wasn't fitting to him.
How would you describe your passion for this land?
Land's everything to me.
Why?
Well, if you got a piece of land, you got part of this country.
That land's your legacy.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I love trees. I wouldn't cut a tree unless I had to.
Discussing the value of a piece of land, that's very important to me. Because for those of us that own it, I don't care what your dollar value is for my land because it's priceless to me.
Yeah. Well, they always told me if you got land, you got something.
That's right.
You know.
And they ain't taking it from you.
No, they ain't gonna take it from you. That's part of it. I don't know, I love land.
Me too. Well said. Well, I'd heard about this place, and I was in Tuscaloosa covering the Tide, sorry.
Well, that's all right, we'll let you go.
I was in Auburn for the LSU game.
Yeah, thank you.
I guess I should say, maybe I should say sorry about that too, because that was a tough loss for the Tigers. But, you know, I had to come check this place out. I've heard so much about you guys, and I wanted to see it. So thank you for having me.
No problem.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for having me, sir.
Yeah,
man.